Hi there everyone, welcome back to my channel. Have you ever took an image and you say this will be nice in black and white and but you don't want to lose the traditional color of this British telephone box, and you say what can I do and how I'm gonna just make this image black and white and leave the telephone box in the natural red how it is. Well, I'm going to show you how to do it in this video. I hope you stick along to the end of the video. We'll be using Lightroom. You can do the same for this image in any other image in Adobe Camera Raw or any other software. We can achieve this by applying a mask over this telephone booth, and we'll be using the selective color with an invert mask and then decrease the saturation. Well, follow along with me and then you'll see how this works. Very simple and easy method. So we're going to start editing. First thing I'm going to do is straighten the telephone box. It's locked to the right side. Go down to the transform tool. I use the guided. I'm going to make a line on this no entry sign on the post. One there and one other one in the middle of the telephone box. And there we have our straightened image. Next, I'm going to press on the constraint crop. It's going to remove these white corners here. There we have our image. Next thing I'm going to do is use the crop tool. Go around here. And there it should be okay. Now we're going to do some basic editing before we use the selective color. I'm going to reduce the highlights a bit since these lights were a bit too bright. Increase slightly the shadows. A bit of white and increase slightly the blacks. We have some clippings here. Just hold down your Alt key and make sure the clippings are gone. You can do the same for the blacks. Hold down the Alt key and there we have it. I'm going to increase slightly the contrast. And I'll leave the exposure how it is, and I'm going to give it a slight texture and reduce the clarity to make it a bit softer. I'm not going to touch the vibrance or anything else. I'm going to go down to the detail and increase the sharpening to around 55, 54. I reduce always the radius, increase the detail, and then we're going to start the selective color. Go to your masking up here, and I'm going to use the objects. Click on the object, and you have a select object. You can select the brush tool, or you can select the rectangle box here. I'll be using the brush, and I'm just gonna paint over the telephone box. You can reduce the size of your brush by using the bracket keys. Right bracket to increase and left bracket to decrease. Gonna use it somewhere here and just paint roughly. You don't need to be exactly. And it's gonna start to detect the telephone box. There we have it. The telephone box is selected. And what we need to do, we need to invert the image, the mask. We just click on this invert button here, and it's going to invert the mask. And now what we need to do, go down to the saturation and just reduce it all the way down. And there we have our selective color. As you can see, I've selected this flower pot here as well. To remove it, all you need to do is go on the add to the mask. Since the mask is in black and white, select the brush, make it smaller, and just paint over this flower pot. And there you have it. And that's our final image. If you need to do any more adjustments for the black and white, you can adjust in the basic panel, exposure panel, or increase the contrast, maybe decrease slightly. And there we have a final image with a selective color on the telephone booth or telephone box. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this interesting. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I hope you watch my future videos and my other ones I've edited before. Thank you and see you guys.